Horne Creek Farm Visitor Center entrance. This is one of the North Carolina historic sites.
Reed Gold Mine is also.
Yeah. And we've been to a number of places like this. What's the
Alamance Battleground was, I think.
Fort Dobbs.
Yeah.
Fort Dobbs, and so Reed Gold Mine, and so I've never been to this one before, so let's see what we can find. There's a visitor center right over there, but as I was pulling in, Sandra pointed out the beehives, and so check them out. Now I used to keep honeybees years ago. It's a good hobby. And they're in an outstanding location for honeybees. Lots and lots and lots of woods and flowers and trees and stuff like that. And so it looks like the front is going to be right here. And you never want to stand in front of a beehive. You never want to stand right directly in front of them. And so, but the way this thing is laid out, the bottom box is called the brood box. That's where the queen stays. And then the smaller ones on top is what's known as the supers. And so that's where the honey is laid at. And so now on the one that I did, I had a plastic piece that went between the brood and the supers, and that kept the queen from going up into the supers. This is a big old bird bath. Here, Sandra, stand next to it for scale. Look how big that is. I wonder what that is.
I don't know.
I don't know if they just...
Big pot to plant flowers in.
Yeah, it's huge. And got the old hound dog. Hey, hound doggy. Taking it easy. Taking it easy. You want to come over and get some love? Yeah, come here. Yeah, you puppy doggy. Yeah, you puppy doggy.
So typically a younger son doesn't inherit, the farm. But in his case, he did, and it was because one of his brothers died as a child, two died in the Civil War, and the remaining brother was a doctor, and he had already built his own home. So when you get down to the house today, a lot of people think that the kitchen and the dining room was separate from the main part of the house. It wasn't. The kitchen and the dining room was their little starter house as newlyweds. And they were sleeping overhead in a loft. And then as the children started to come along, they added that front section. So it's a real standard housing plan for North Carolina at the turn of the 20th century. And a lot of the Victorian houses that you see today with all of the wraparound porches started out looking just like that house. My aunt and uncle have a Victorian house, and when you see the original pictures of it, it's that house.
This one here.
So it took 5 years to build, totally, as you're going to see it today. And they needed a big house because they had a big family. They had 12 children, 11 boys and one poor little girl.
Wow.
She was the next to last child. And I guess there's some justice in all of that because their mother came from a family of 11 girls and one boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Obviously they had the workforce.
Yeah, I was about to say, they had the farm hands.
They absolutely did. So he passed away in 1911 at the age of 56, and I know that sounds young.
Yeah, it does.
But 47 was the life expectancy for a man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and for a woman, it's even lower because of the number of children that they're having.
Oh my goodness.
So this photograph was Mrs. Hooser's 55th birthday party in 1913. So she's right here. And in honor of her birthday, the school declared a school holiday. So
wow.
That speaks to their prominence. But what you also have to know about this, her birthday was February the 3rd, And the school year back then was November through the end of February because the kids were working on the farm the rest of the time. So they declared a holiday, so everybody got to come out for the big birthday bash.
Wow.
Hi there, come on in. So,
Sorry, we had to get a ranch. We figured out.
oh, okay. So that's what we're doing over here, and I'll go over with that with y'all in just a second. We're also home to the Southern Heritage Apple Orchard. In that particular orchard, we have 850 apple trees, and we have 425 different varieties of old Southern apples that are on the brink of extinction. So we're the only place in the country with a collection like that.
Oh my goodness.
For about 200 of the varieties, we've got the only known trees to still exist. So I can promise you we've got far better apples than you would ever taste from a grocery store. We've got apples that are this big. They look like big crab apples. As a matter of fact, the #1 cider making apple was called Hughes Crab, and it's about this big.
Really?
We've got apples that we've weighed that weigh as much as 3.5 pounds.
Oh my
They
goodness.
make apple pie out of
That's
one.
amazing.
It is.
Okay, here's the visitor center here. Here's the orchard. Here's one of the orchards. They got a lot of orchards, don't they? Now what we've decided to do is you can take a guided tour or you could just walk it yourself, and so we just decided just to walk it ourselves. Now what's this right here?
This is a tobacco barn.
Okay, this is one of the tobacco barns. Can we look in it? That's pretty cool. They must really use this. This must still be in use. Now we've seen this before. What's that one campground we were at?
1,000 Trails.
It was 1,000 Trails campground, but do you remember the name of it?
No, it was in Davie County.
Okay, I can't remember it.
Oh yeah, they're using it.
Oh yeah. Wow, boy, it's real cool too. And I hope the camera picks that up.
You can see it.
But they got the, this right here is what must heat up. This is different because the ones that we saw, they were actually some type of oil. Oil,
Like a pan.
yeah. And it kind of had a little top on it and it burned from underneath. And, but yeah. That's pretty cool. Here is the homestead of the Hausers. And so these are the people that owned the land. And they still got their house here. And so they said that we could go on the lower level and look on the lower level. But, I mean, gosh, what a nice... I mean, when you sit here and you think of the technology that we have nowadays, and you just kind of just stop and just listen where it's at in conjunction to where we came in, the road and stuff like that. Yeah, I mean, it really is not, I mean, you're just hearing woods and stuff. It's nothing like, you know, you see now. Well, you know now as far as neighborhoods and stuff like that. And then, of course, these people were working. I mean, they were doing it to it.
And they owned a lot of land, so they had no neighbors. This is it.
Yeah, I couldn't believe how much land they owned. They owned a lot of land. The Hausers had it better than we thought. Right there, okay. She said a lot of people refer to it as the smokehouse.
Smokehouse is that bigger building back here.
Right here?
Yeah.
That's a smokehouse. And here they dried out
Fruit.
They still dry out fruit, right?
Yeah. I think so.
Oh yeah. They lay it on the, and they say they do a lot of apples, or you can do a lot of apples in one day, or you can dry some apples out in one
She
day.
said if you know what you're doing, you can dry the apples out in one day. And you don't get bugs on your fruit.
You know what this reminds me of?
What does it remind you of?
The old KFC commercials. Where they're out on a picnic blanket eating a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken. KFC, we do it right. Or something like that, wasn't it?
I don't remember that.
All right, we coming on in. Get that apple pie ready. Look at this. Stone steps. Should we knock?
Uh-huh.
That's a creepy doll.
What, Amish dolls?
Man. Ain't got no face. And here's, didn't they sharpen the blades of a razor on this? Leather straps?
Yeah.
I think that's what they did. And a leather fly swatter.
We need to get a fly swatter.
Man. The flies get hit with that, they knew it. For about a second.
Wow, they have actual closets, which is unusual.
Really?
Yep.
You can see it.
They didn't have, they don't have wardrobes. They have closets.
Well, I can tell this ain't your closet. If it is your closet, you'd be...
You'll be able to get anything else in it.
Popular spelling book. Doesn't Austin have a blueback? Is that what they called it?
Uh-huh.
A blueback speller?
Yeah.
Anybody out there remember the blueback speller? Only one smiling in this picture is the baby.
That's funny.
I'll tell you what, some serious living back then.
Uh-huh. There's some of them on the porch of this house.
Man, here's the house. I'm assuming this is the house before they remodeled it. Jesus knocking at the door. And what is really unique about this picture here, I've heard of a picture that's like this. If you notice the door, it's missing something.
A handle?
It's missing the handle of the doorknob. It's on the inside. He's knocking, but we have to accept. We are the ones that open up the door.
Huh.
And so, painting right there speaks volumes and a lot of truth. Okay, so this part here
Yeah.
is the original.
Uh-huh.
It was this, the dining room. Let's see, the kitchen.
Dining room.
This is the dining room, and they had the kitchen, and they had a bedroom upstairs.
A loft.
A loft.
Yeah, they just climbed up a ladder and slept upstairs. Look, they got some new look, they was fancy. They had a washing sink and a rinsing sink.
Wow.
That was
That's
state of the art back then.
Yeah. Boy, check it out. Boy, oh boy. We're talking different than it is today.
Where they ground their coffee.
Burn fire, flicker, flicker, flame. Whoso shall stand on this hearthstone shall never, never stand alone. Whose hearth is cold, this hearth is his home.
Donnie, what is that? It's cross.
That's a cross stitch, ain't it?
Uh-huh.
Hey, check it out.
Yeah.
Just to let some of you guys know that don't know, I've recently started doing cross stitching, and I just finished my first cross stitch today. A little something, a little small. Man, check it out. Wow.
This would heat this room up.
Oh yeah, I can imagine.
Look, they ground their coffee in the grinder, and then they pull the drawer out and have their coffee.
And they ring the bell. Come and get it. The most important part of the house. The outhouse. where people go get their business done. Woo-wee. I'm afraid to ask what they did with the corn cobs.
That was their toilet paper. Oh, they got a double one. They were fancy.
Man, you know what?
They got a 2-seater.
So they did.
Yeah.
They used corn cobs
Yep, and throw it down in the hole.
for toilet paper.
Yep.
Oh my God.
I think of the sandiest toilet paper you can
Oh
find.
my Lord.
Somebody.
Hey y'all.
Watch your butt. And
We were just talking about y'all just a minute ago. Hey, I heard he's not too nice. That's what I heard. But hey, we were just talking about y'all. And Mr. Kentucky Fried Chicken. Yeah. Maybe it's him. Maybe it's that one. He's the one that we were warned about.
Just stay right there, buddy.
Look at the size of him.
He gets
Woo-wee. What you doing, buddy?
Stay right there.
That was really a nice tour. Nice people. It does cost $2 for the guided tour if you so desire. Beautiful area, guys. Gorgeous. Again, they do sell apples around October. You might want to call them and let them know.
It's the 3rd Saturday in October.
3rd Saturday in October, and they supposedly have apples here that you cannot get anywhere else. Y'all will remember when we were first walking, I tell you what, a picture will come up on the screen of it. I'll take a screenshot of it and put it up on the screen. If you'll notice on the screen, that big circular bird bath looking contraption there, I asked them what that was, and they said that was originally it was given, or it was housed at the Transportation Museum in Spencer, North Carolina.
That's where we live.
Yep, and that's not too far from where we live. And so actually I used to live in Spencer for a portion of my life, but at any rate, that was acquired by these folks here, and what that is it was used to make molasses.
Sorghum.
Sorghum.
They put sugarcane in it, and they cooked it. They had a fire up underneath it, and they would skim the froth off and stir it all day long.
Okay. And from what I understand, the gentleman there said that they paid the people that did that with a gallon of it. And so that was their pay after, he said, what, about 2 weeks?
Yeah.
2 weeks of it. And so, again, y'all, Horne Creek Farm. Horne Creek Farm. It is
Home of the Housers.
Yeah, home of the Housers, North Carolina historic site. Please come and see it, and check them out online. And I think you'll really find this extremely educational, especially you homeschoolers out there. Make this a homeschool day trip. That would be a lot of fun. Oh, one more thing. They were telling us the amount of people that come. Usually.
To the corn shucking, which is the same day as the apple thing.
Like 4,000 to 10,000 people.
Yep.
4,000 to 10,000 people. Y'all, I'm gonna tell you right now, this place, I couldn't imagine them holding half of that.
Yeah.
At 2,000, it would be a lot.
They come and go all day.
Well, yeah, but 4,000 to 10,000 people. That is a lot of people in that little tiny area. And so, but at any rate, guys, y'all have a good day and check them out.